in case I end up sick, I need to have a seating chart. So that's going to come around. If 412 is not done, you should be working on that right now. Use your fragments of time. Yeah, absolutely. If you did not turn these in, which is like most of us. Guys, I'm giving you a few minutes to get started in class, and I'm worried that like a lot of you are just going to sit here and do nothing with it. Check your binder. If you still have 333, 3 closure, 411, hey Addie, why are you putting like mental effort into something different right now? Like be with me right now, then ask whatever other question you have. So if you can't move on from your other question, ask that right now, but I need you with me because you're not listening. These need turned in. A lot of us didn't, and they're in Mac now. Misk, are you good on which side is which? Are you good on which side is maybe not? Because you're on Hudson's desk side.
Oh,
Not
right
the-
here?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh.
Because you're by June. Think about it. Yeah, so erase your name.
Oh, wait,
I know it's weird. I know it's weird. All right, here's the next weird thing. Our entire plan book. So I need to see every plan book. I'm coming around to check them. Every plan book, our entire week filled in, all 5 of those days. 412, 420, like I'm looking at everybody's plan book. Up on the board is what was due. I do not know.
Oh,
There are like little memory tricks that you can use.
yeah, there's like an 8.
Yes. Why does it matter how many days? Are you trying to figure out when the last day is? Because you have a calendar up here. You haven't noticed that? There's something to do with a calendar. Then finish. We did the entire closure together. So behind you. So Keegan, you're right behind this. You're right behind this. So you can just do it today. So this is the only day we have to pull the plan book out. So go ahead and look over there and fill in the rest of the week. Anyone still have their cards that I need to come get from you guys? I guess we'll know when you guys leave, but at the end of class, I also got to reset the cards for the next class. Guys, we only have 3 weeks, really, because then we have discovery days on that half week. We have 3 weeks and a day till winter break. But that does not mean, yay, it's time for break. That means we have 3 weeks of hard work. Come on, Raphael, did you fill that out? Fill that out? Yeah. So then you, let's start here. Let's make it a little easier. Alex, you are on the wall side. So you're going to be here and then those in there.
3B1 last week.
Yep, 3B1 last week.
Can we put our plan book so I know?
They only had 4 people not turn stuff in, which was pretty awesome. Miss Martin, if you want to help me, we're going to pass out the whole week now. Pull out your math binder now. If your plan book is all filled in, your math binder. Miss Martin has tomorrow's homework. So I'm going to let her get a head start, and then I'm going to come behind her and give you the following day's homework. Keep your binder open. Put your name on these as soon as you get them. Yeah.
So I'm confused because it doesn't have a due date for 412.
Add. How long do you have to do homework for me? When are we collecting homeworks now?
Friday.
So is that getting collected this Friday? Is 421? Yes, because it's getting checked on Wednesday. So 421, 422, 423. Those are due this week. Those are the ones like that. What's written in red is what's getting checked that day. All right, 422. Yep, is the next one. If you would. So guys, you are putting your name on these as soon as you get them, and you're clipping them in your math binder. This is to speed up everything the rest of the week.
Then I'm coming around with 423. This is the last one. For the week.
Name on this as soon as you get it. You guys got 2, okay? And then clip them in. I should see all these clipped in. Now make sure we're putting our name on the fronts of papers. So the hole punches are on the left-hand side. Nate, you're missing a lot of just getting set up for the week. Okay, Nate is at home sick. If you guys want to say hi, Nate. Because we're recording. So if he goes to watch the video, then he'll get a little shout out. 424. Miss Martin, I think I've lost my mind. I think 424 should be back.
I literally just learned what those were this year.
Really? Wait, really? But you actually need it?
I actually did. I was at Discovery Day on science talking to
All right, here's the last one. Addie, I need you to focus on the one thing I'm doing in the moment. Save the question because you're making my job harder. I cannot even hear you when you're speaking that fast. Last paper, names go on it, they get clipped in your math binder. I need help writing your name. You need help getting the math binder out? So in your binder, you should now have all the homework for this week with your name on every single assignment that you can do whenever you want, because people keep coming into my room asking for the next homework assignments, and that's getting a little crazy. We're not doing our homework yet, so Raphael, we need to clip all these things away. So where's your math binder? You need to put your name on every one, and then in order, we need to clip these away. So the only thing that should be out right now is 412. So where is 412? So these are in order now. 212, 223, 24. Where is 412? You should have it from last week, Raphael. You should have it. It should be in your stuff. Everybody pull out your Chromebook now. Pull out your Chromebook now.
It's right here.
There you go. So put these in your binder somewhere safe. Like we're undone homework. So go keep this out. These are getting clipped in. This is staying out. Now, Raphael, I think I just slotted 411 in there. Remember, that was due. That was due, so that's late now if it's not been turned in yet. Not yet. I mean, we will, assuming we get the lesson done. And what do you need every day, no matter what? Graph paper. If you don't have that out, get it out. So where's your math binder, dude? 'Cause I'm worried about you having those if they don't have anywhere to clip. Where can we clip those? They were already due. You tell me. What was already due? If you needed to turn it in, turn it in. If it's not been due yet, don't turn it in.
Can't get that out. I need it.
Where can those get clipped? Do you have your big binder? Do you have your math binder? Otherwise, you need it. So if we don't have either binder, we probably should not take these yet. I should probably hang on to them. Where's your 412? That's 2-1. We need 412, not 421. I think it's in your other binder probably, and that's going to be the issue. So let me keep these till we find your binder. Ms. Martin, do you mind sending a text to the team to see if anyone can spot anything of Ivan's in their room?
Not at all, I will.
So having your stuff's right there whenever we find your binder. All right. So last week we talked about scale drawings. And if we ever get done with the lesson, we will get back into our Desmos. But once your computer loads, just fight the urge to do something you shouldn't and just like push it to the front of your desk. Thank you, Ivan. That was perfect. So we talked about how inches can represent miles. I'm going to be really sad if I forgot my computer charger at home. Like right now, actually.
Yeah, I can go grab it.
Well, I was about to say I can do that, or I can still. Well, Hassan's is probably different. Do you have the same
I have a
computer as
search
me?
one. Is that what yours is?
The what?
Search one?
Yeah, if I can try yours real quick.
Okay.
I might have to, she did not. She has a newer computer. Her computer's nicer than mine. Yeah, sorry, don't act like you know things. It's an Estes thing, right? All right, so Sorry, it's just how, like, if you guys, like, try to help people, but you don't actually know what you're talking about, it can mess up people's technology. So we talked about Guillermo, right? We needed to help Guillermo, and we had this little drawing from last week. You should have this in your graph paper somewhere, but I'm not going to make you find it if you, like, lost it. But let's check out this drawing. So you're probably going to need some graph paper to write some things on here. This scale drawing now is somebody else's house, and I do not think this is on 1, 2. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So this is on your 412. If you have your 412 page out still, that image is on there. You can highlight things. You can write on that however you want. So it tells us how many inches this measures. And then it tells us the actual dimensions. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still searching. I'm thinking we need to be organized. So, you take other ones you can. Have that at least in front of you, even if you don't write on it. If you think you have a copy of this, like, don't write on that so that we can preserve the extra.
Do you have a plug to plug it in?
I do. Thank you so much. Yeah. Of course, different backpack, and then I forgot to get my charger.
I almost forgot mine too.
All right, so turn to your neighbor, and if they show us the living room is 2 inches, the living room is 2 inches by, what's the other wall?
1 and 1/4.
How do you know that, Christian?
Because it says
Oh, on your paper, guys, if you want to highlight, and I guess we probably got to get the highlighters back up, that 1 and 1/4 is for this edge. What Christian is telling us is that's also going to be the same as this edge, because houses are built using rectangles, right? So things shouldn't change size as they go across. So you could label another 1 and 1/4 over here. If I was you, I would go ahead and do that. But that's 1 and 1/4 inches. And then they say the garage actually is, the actual dimensions of the garage is 20 by 25 feet. So the garage is 20 by 25 feet. Chat with your neighbor about which of those numbers, 20 or 25, matches with which number. And then how many feet per inch. Go ahead, take a couple minutes. And then try to work through the other questions as well. You don't need me to guide you. So I'm already getting worried about you guys sitting with each other because, like, over and over I've said 412. This is on 412. You're obviously not listening. So is this CD? Well, I know, but like sometimes who is sitting near us lets us kind of slack off. Are you guys gonna hold each other accountable or let each other slack off?
How do you think the 1 and 1/4 is representing?
You got 20 feet and 25 feet. Which would match with which? How do we figure out feet per inch?
What do you think, Donovan? Which one do you think matches? So the 20. Because the 25 feet, which one of these ones do you think matches?
So you guys can talk to each other if you want. We could highlight. Ooh, I can bring this. I tried to clean my room. 20 by 25. If you need a calculator, there's probably a calculator in the bin or two. Where would the 20 go? Where would the 25 go? I don't know where my other bins went.
Let's get back into work. That was nice, but we got some math to do.
Missed with 20 and 25. Where do you think the 20 would go? Where do you think the 25 would go? we'll shuffle. Now I gotta pick the card back up and shuffle you back in. Christian, you just went, so I should take your card out of here. Moss, what do you think? Sorry, you're over there now. I gotta get my brain back with where people are at now. Moss, where would the 20 go? Let's make the question a little bit easier.
I think the 20 would go in the 1, which is fine.
You're right, but why?
Because, well, you gotta like, for me, I looked at the 1 fourth first because I was like confused about it and I wanted to do like the hardest one first. So, for 1 fourth, there's the 1 which I thought was 20, and then the 1 fourth, like if you think about it, 4 fives is a 20.
Yeah.
1 fourth would just be 5, so that would be 25, and then the 1.
Yeah, and I've got a smaller number and a bigger number and a smaller number and a bigger number. So if I put my 20 here, like Ma said, if I break 20 into fourths, every fourth would be 5. So essentially what Moss is saying is this little fourth is the extra 5 feet, and that makes sense, right? So really, Moss, you're saying how many feet per inch? Like how many feet per inch? Give me that. Did you figure that out? So Moss put the 20 feet here. Remember, 1 tick mark is for feet, 2 is for inches. Guys, go ahead and put 20 feet there. Go ahead and try to squeeze 25 onto this side somehow. Well, wait, guys, it's asking us how many feet is 1 inch. How many feet is 1 inch? Lindy, what are you thinking? That's why I need to shuffle better, is what that means.
Well, I said 20 because like on the top of the garage, it says 1 inch and that already.
Yeah, guys, you got it. It gives it to you because it gave you 1 inch. We don't even have to do math. Gabe, I'm gonna just ignore the things you're wearing and we'll move on with life. But respect where respect is due. They beat us. They played better. They outplayed us. The rivalry is like revived. It's on. It's on. I had to point it out at least before classes.
Your team is the reason my brother cried yesterday.
If your brother cried because of sports, he should reevaluate.
Well, you know, that's your problem. You know?
For a year. I mean, they get it they beat us, guys. So look, here's the point that I'm bringing this up. Does this mean Ohio State's going to give up?
No.
Does this mean we can't ever beat Michigan? So what do you think Ohio State's over here throwing a pity party?
Probably.
No, they're in the weight room. They're getting motivated. They're making new plays. They're coming together. They're banding together stronger as they're getting motivated. They're not giving up. They're not crying. They're not throwing a pity party. They're saying, Michigan, we're coming for you. Guys, failure is just an opportunity to try again.
Yeah, and then fail again.
Now, it sucks that we failed that badly in front of everybody, but I mean,
in our own home, like
we were better than us this year.
we lost them in our own home though.
All right, back on the mat.
Don't get me down.
Hey, back on the mat. I only do that because I know we can bring it back. Thank you very much. We're back. So if it's 20 feet per inch, let's go ahead and write that here. 20 feet equals 1 inch. And guys, sometimes it's easier to write out like the letters than to try to use the symbols. The symbols get kind of confusing. So guys, if it's 20 feet per inch, go around your shape and try to fill in whatever else you can. Actually, for sake of time, let's kind of do this together. So Destiny, if it's 20 feet for every inch, how long will this 2 inches up here be?
40.
Yeah, so that tells me the living room will be 40 feet long. So that helps us out with C, right? So 40 feet, how long would this edge be? The same as
The other side.
the other side, which was
Which was 25.
25, so we know 25. So the living room is 40 feet by 25 feet. You can get this red dot out of here. Not doing anything. And then if the family wants to lay carpet in the living room, and carpet costs $1.25 per square foot. Chat with your neighbor, take a couple minutes. How could we calculate the price of the living room carpet? want to keep it forever. I just got to take it if it's distracting us. Guys, there is not enough conversation going on, and you're probably going to need a calculator here.
Hey.
Maybe.
All right, so.
You could actually do this without, probably.
I am good at math. I do without.
Yeah, listen. So during Thanksgiving break, I went to Gatlinburg, and there was a shirt that I saw, and it said 4 out of 3 people are not good at math.
Yep.
You get it?
I have a poster in here. I might have taken it down, though, but it says like 8 out of 7. It's another one of those ones. Close. Probably not quite. Yeah, technology. I should try to cut a square foot in my shop. So, Alex just asked a really good question.
Okay.
She pointed to the rectangle here and said, is that about a square foot? And I said, well, probably not quite. Like, we're just looking at it, like, thinking about it. This is 56 square inches, if you want a reference point. But what does Alex mean by square foot? What do I mean by square inches? Like, what in the world are we talking about with these weird names? Dave?
Well, since it's square, it's like, it lets you know it's length times width.
Oh, so it's, what is it talking about? If it's something squared, we're talking about the, yeah, but what's that word? It starts with an A. Yeah, guys, on your paper, please write area in this situation for the living room. The length times the width. Well, what's the length and what's the width in feet? Because we want to work in the actual measurements. Donovan, do you need an invitation to do this, or is it already on your paper?
Area, length times width. Or
No, do you need an invitation to write this on your paper, or is it already on there?
no, like I'm wondering, like what do I need to write down? That right
That's,
there?
I'm showing you what to write down. So pick up your pencil
But where?
on your paper.
But where am I?
Donovan,
I don't
pick up your
know.
pencil.
Okay, bro.
I will come over and help you, or June can help.
Right here. Oh,
Oh, where we've been working the whole time.
bro, I was writing down.
I'm not your bro, and you don't know what's going on.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. Because we'd rather know what's going on.
Bro means
40 by
Exactly.
25. You can always be working on graph paper, so I'm losing my patience with having to ask people to do the basics. Area here, length times width, it doesn't matter what order we multiply it. We're doing 40 times 25, which is feet times feet, which will get us an answer that will be in feet squared, because it was feet times feet. What is it? Anyway, 1,000. But that is not your price,
Yeah.
because that is your area.
And
How do you figure out your price?
Times the price of 1 times that.
Times the price of what?
1 feet times the price of 1 feet times 1,000.
Yeah, we're going to take that 1 square foot cost.
Hey, I did it good.
So we're going to do times 1.25. Now, we can either do this in a calculator, or we should probably line up the decimals if we're going to do this manually. Or do this sort of thing and just count decimal places. Or, guys, what does multiplying by 1,000 do? It just shifts.
3.
It shifts your decimals, right? So, guys, multiplying by 1,000. Oh, come on. Watch, I'm going to shift this down. 1.25 times 1,000 square feet. So that's going to go times 10 times 100 times 1,000 is going to move my decimal one more place, and we're going to get 1,250. And how do we actually say that? Alex? Is it 100?
It's like 10 in the 10. I say, I don't know.
We need to put a comma in there, right?
I think that Miss would love to answer that. Wait, what?
We put a comma there. And now it becomes, Mario? Yep. Just for the living room. Carpet ain't cheap. $1,250. Yeah.
How?
And that actually is cheap for right now. That's cheaper than what you would find carpet for.
Alright,
Gabe?
so what is the length of the width of this room?
Of this room, we can figure it out. But we're not going to right in this moment. I don't know, right offhand. You're right. We should measure it and just mark it. So, don't know which one I want to do. Let's go here. You do not have this on your paper now. Yep, now you ruined it. Yep, now you ruined it. I don't even want to touch it, but now you ruined it. Turn to your neighbor, talk about this problem. What scale did Hank use? Because we're all covered in germs. I don't really want to touch anything these days. If the horizontal length of the zucchini plot shown was 1 5/8 inches, so taking all the information they have up here, the actual tomatoes is 12 by 9. Which do you think would be the 12? Which do you think would be the 9? We've got, guys, that's 1.5 inches. 1.5. You can draw this out on your paper real quick if you want. So if you would like to make a drawing on your paper, you can, but 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Talk to your neighbor. What is the scale that they used?
I will no longer be covered in germs.
Would be half.
Not really.
Raphael, this is not going to eliminate your.
Hey guys, can we talk about math? All the directions that I gave. What were the directions that I gave? Okay, you don't get to wear a hat anymore. You're losing freedoms when you can't do the basics. Is your name on all these? Put your name on these. On the front. The front of a paper. Can you do school today? Or do you need call? No, you're not. Can you do school today? I had very clear, very basic directions that you chose not to follow. Can you explain to me why? Did you not hear them? Then why did you, to write your name on a piece of paper, was that too difficult? Is there a reason that you didn't do it? So you don't need to delete these yet, because you're not doing them yet. So move on to the next paper, put your name on it. We're going to clip these into the binder. If you choose not to do it again, you're going to serve a lunch detention. I need to see your binder before you leave my class. Everyone open your math binder. I'm walking around and checking binders. This is chapter 7. If you just, guys, do not randomly grab papers back here. Do not randomly grab papers back here. You will do the wrong thing. I teach more than just you. There should be no papers shoved in our pockets. There should be no, I mean, if it's like a name tag or an old whatever, maybe that's okay. But old stuff from previous chapters, we're going to restart doing that here starting Wednesday. Because we need to get back on that. So Moss is asking about the homework effort goals sheet. That, if you still have it, awesome. We're going to restart that again. Because that was really for you, but a lot of you just don't give a crap right now, which is why I'm getting frustrated. Barely half of us turned in our homework. Guys, if your binder is getting disorganized, fix it. Nobody's in charge of you but you. Raphael, when we think about 12 feet and 9 feet, 1.5 inches and 2 inches, where do you think the 12 would go? Yeah, so we've got 12 feet and 9 feet, and we're just talking about the tomatoes, right? So we can ignore the rest of the garden right now. Where would the 12 go? Or you can tell me where would the 9 go?
The 12 will go where the 2 inches is.
The 12, so here?
Yeah, because if you split in half to 6, and then
Ooh, you're jumping ahead of us.
because 1/5 could also be 9, because if you were to split this, you split 12 into 4, it'd be 3.
Oh, so
And 3
hold on. You're going too fast. Holy cow, you're going too fast. Slow down. I know. All right, so hold on. See if you understand what Raphael said. Raphael said 12 feet goes with 2 inches. Say it again. Meaning,
that it can also equal 2 inches.
meaning how many feet is every 1 inch?
They're 6.
So guys, if you want some extra practice, what
I
you
didn't say 6. I haven't stole
you,
that from you.
you already did say 6. You didn't steal it. You already said it. I just made you go back and repeat it. Guys, 12 feet to 2 inches means 6 feet to 1 inch. Or Raphael took it even further and said, or we could say half an inch. Well, if 1 inch is 6 feet, half an inch, 3. We could even go to like a quarter of an inch. Now this gets trickier. Hey, what do you say to Miss Howard? Don't worry, I'll walk him over there after class. You want to go right now? That or we can go between classes. You're saying thank you at some point. She found your binder for you. Okay. So I can keep going, and this could be like another 1.5. Now make sure you keep the labels, right? If I have feet on top, inches on bottom, feet on top, inches on bottom. Sweet. Do people understand what Raphael said? Because it's big brain. All right, thank you, Raphael. So, ooh. 1 5/8. Uh-oh, Raphael. We're going to need to be real big brain here. The zucchini plot. Well, you put your plants in pots normally. Zucchini is actually 1 5/8. How? If 1 inch is 6 feet, how could I figure out 1 5/8 inches? Ivan? Ooh, we could do the division. So 1 5/8 inches is actually 1.625 inches. So if I turn it into a decimal, so really this 1 5/8 as a decimal. Guys, here's the last thing I need to teach you. Give me your eyes. Any amount of inches can be calculated, because you guys have a calculator, if we take the scale factor, which our scale factor is how many feet per inch, and multiply by the amount of inches we have. Watch what happens. If I put feet on top and inches on bottom, how can I make 1.625 inches into a fraction? What can I put on bottom and it doesn't change anything? A 1, right? So if I put a 1 on bottom and I multiply through here, I get inches times feet on top. But then on bottom, I get inches. And what happens when you have inches over inches? They cancel each other out. And your answer is going to end up being in just feet. So if we do that, we're going to get 6 plus another 3 plus another 0.75. Is it 9.75? So 9.75 actual feet. Because you can always use your scale. Your scale is how you convert, guys. If you've got your scale, you can always use it. Questions on using that scale? Take the inches they give you, make it cancel. Now you could also flip this over and put inches on top and feet on bottom, but that is all the time we got today. Pack it up. Please keep your papers organized. You're breaking my heart when you just shove things where they don't go or don't put names on it. Ivan, do you want to put these in the big binder? I don't want that. Because if it was made during math class, that means you were off topic. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait till later? Okay, so do you want to come to math lunch or some other point? When you're what? No, like where will these get flipped? Pop out, right? Now you need to pack up. That's the only thing you need to think about. Pack up, get your exercise. So flip that paper back in your binder, the one you were just working on.
I did good.
Or should we find your math? Let's keep an eye out for your math. Normally it ends up in this system over somewhere. You should probably come in math lunch if we haven't found your binder yet, because then we could go look for your binder at lunch if you want. Up to you.